Good evening everybody, welcome back to Contest of Speed Tier 2. My name is Dan, I'll be your second commentator this evening. As for the final few races of the season, my lovely assistant has decided to take the reins. Matt's here.
Hi! Hi, yeah, I know, it's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just this, don't worry, it will return back to normal once the new game comes out. Fingers crossed.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully. Otherwise we're in a bit of trouble if it doesn't.
Full tonight from Tier 2, that's what we like to see.
It's a beautiful sight, isn't it? Full grid. Pretty well represented last night as well, I believe. 16 or 17.
16, 17, yeah.
Which, considering we're getting to the end of a game, is pretty good going.
It's good stuff, yeah. So, housekeeping then for tonight is that you'll notice Dan, Robbo and Profodas are missing tonight. I'm not sure Dan can't be with us, but Roland I know is he's scheduled to fly an aeroplane tomorrow morning.
I was going to say currently airborne, isn't he? He'll go into the airborne.
So, Roland is being replaced. We had a crash already. Is it one of those Red Bulls?
It is, it's Rick. The first victim
Indeed.
at Radion.
No damage though, so he's just.
I don't know.
And he's cut the corner at chicane.
I mean, there's being caught red-handed and there's being caught. He can't.
He does have damage.
I was going to say, I don't think he can steer. There you go. Look at that.
So we.
I shall dive back on board with Mr. Arbar. He's the first one that is going to be starting his lap. How exciting!
Stuff I should jump over as well.
Tricky race last night.
Definitely.
And I don't think it's going to be that much easier tonight either for these guys.
No, definitely not. Quickly blitz through the housekeeping.
Yep.
So, replacing Profodas in the McLaren is Real R Life. Those of you who've been watching for a while will know that that's Robin, who is returning.
Yeah.
He's back. He will be hopefully back full time for next season. And we'll be able to see a lot more of him, but for now just filling in tonight. And replacing Dan Robbo in the Red Bull is Jonathan Cox. Those of you who are avid COS viewers will know that Jonathan raced with us in our Americas tier, but due to where he actually lives, he wants to switch to the EU side, and again we'll hopefully be driving full time next year. Say next year. So we 6 weeks away.
So yeah, not yet, just yet any reserve drivers. These guys are well known by the drivers, admin, etc., etc. So we know what they're like. So, which is good. And for Robin's return, those that remember, was near the front when he left. Unfortunately, schoolwork, etc., had to come a priority. But yes, near the front. So he's like the Jacobs and the Varamirs, and I can't remember who else was third. I think he was fourth before he left. But yeah, relatively quick.
Yes.
As Arbar is going to complete his lap. Looks fairly tidy. 43.6. That will definitely be a banker.
Yeah, I would have said so from Arbar. Thomas as well behind him, 43.7.
Poll last night to put into perspective, because we start now looking at this kind of thing between Tier 3 and Tier 2. 43.2 was Tier 3 last time.
Yep, that was KV. I would expect the likes of our reigning champion Thomas, the Slaters, to get down into the mid 42s. Depending on what's happening in the race, because we haven't heard just yet.
We're on edge.
Yeah, if it rains, you're going to see a grown man cry. Well, here.
Yeah.
Because I wanted it last night badly.
You always want rain.
I know I always want rain, but it's when I have best chance of winning things.
Well, I'm just going to watch Rosa. Rosa's getting a nice little toe, or was, off the racing point in front. Takes the bus stop well. He's improved this week, which is good to see. He's not like that corner in particular, and he's a 43.8. And there you go, Thomas 43.2, so we know he can go quicker than that.
Alp is in the chat. He says that pole position will be champion Thomas, but he says it's going to be a 42.7. 42.7.
Yeah, just the obvious corners which are tricky. Eau Rouge and Radion. How brave you get. And then obviously later on the lap you've got Pouon, which is a bit tricky. And actually Lecombe turn 9 is you try and take that corner, well, you try and cut it as much as you can to gain time, but it can be a little tricky.
So at the moment we've got 3 different drivers with the fastest sectors. Sector 1 is currently held by Donarmo, sitting in P6 at the moment. Sector 2 is Thomas, and then Sector 3 is Arbar. All of those guys quite close together, it has to be said, in all of those times. But the big gain there is Thomas in the middle sector, where he's gaining at least half a second on both the other two.
Indeed. We actually saw last night that its qualifying was relatively important, actually, for once.
Yes.
It was a little bit spread out, wasn't it, last night for Tier 3? Just for a change.
It was definitely a race where everyone was at their own pace, weren't they, really? It showed the little differences, whereas another track that kept everyone quite close together.
And Slater,
big Slater there.
Important that. Racing point in front of Mercedes for the Constructors' title, which I believe could be won this evening.
Yes, it can. Mercedes can win the Constructors this evening. They need 18 points. If they get 18 points, then it doesn't matter what anybody else does. It's theirs. We will work the other permutations out depending on positions as we get into the race. But before that happens, let me have a look. Leo Boardman, thank you for following. Ricky, he's rated us with 16. Welcome you, 16. Madchip44, thank you for following. We hope you enjoy yourself. And X Shaney, welcome and thank you for following.
So just on board with Mark. First real go at his lap after his earlier. No, not his earlier incident. I'm confusing him with Mineric.
Let's see what.
Mark's had a very up and down season, would you say?
Yes, I think he has. Stephen 2K8, thank you for following. Yeah, he has. He's been. Some tracks he's been at the very front. Other tracks he's been middle of the road.
And in this tier, as soon as you get into that midfield, or you are fighting tooth and nail.
Yeah, you're in trouble. It doesn't matter how quick you are. Which is, I mean, we've said this about every tier, but they're all so closely packed together.
Yeah.
These tiers, particularly EU2 and EU3.
Well, even Thomas was talking about. Yeah, sorry. Thomas was talking about it the other day, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He's won the championship, but he was at we were at Germany a couple of weeks ago, and he's started getting past like midfield runners like Roland and Dan Robbo and falling and people late. It's actually quite difficult. So
yeah. And with it being so close, of course, everyone wants as many points as possible. No one's going to make it an easy job for them to find their way through.
He was Neil on a lap. Neil isn't on a lap. He's not set a time. Actually, a few guys not set a time yet, which is surprising considering no one's on the quali ban, which relatively quiet last week.
Is on another lap at the moment. He's just improved his first sector time.
Okay, I will jump back on board with him once we watch Two Spell finish his first attempt, or his first time
improved
attempt.
by 4/10 through the middle sector as well.
Very cheap. So Two Spell responds to his teammate and it goes up to P6. So Arbine at the moment looking to put himself possibly on the front row at the moment. Still over 7 minutes left in the session. Very tidy through the bus stop, got it stopped in plenty of time, drives for the line, and it's a 43.3, so just lost out quite a bit in the last sector. So be slightly disappointed.
He said that, but he still has the fastest sector 3.
Yes, so possibly didn't improve on that lap in terms of that time, but
yeah.
Sector 1 is everybody's getting a bit busy down there at the source. Now, as it was requested last week, I will find a certain individual during the session and we shall do a little lap analysis.
I'm going to leave it to you this week.
Apparently it's my turn this week, so
it is your turn this week.
I'm not going to lie, I've not really done my homework. I've got the track map in front of me. I know most of it anyway. Sorry to let you down, okay?
Slacking.
So we will find someone on that outlet, which is Charlie. I want someone a little further down. Let's see what Thomas is up to. Thomas is backed out. Actually, I'm going to jump towards his teammate. Because Lewis hasn't set a time yet. He's coming through Blanchimont as we go now to the bus stop chicane. Flicks it in, runs across the curb, a little wide but not too bad. And drives for line. This is probably going to be mid 43, it's 43.8. Goes to 11th.
And we've got Wisey Boy coming up to finish his lap as well.
There we go. On board now, let's have a look. Drives the line. Left a little bit of ERS left and jumps to 4th.
Good luck from Wisey Boy, it's his first timed effort.
Yes. Ah, hang on. So let's do it. So Big Slayer has just gone through Le Source. He's got his teammate up in front of him, so I presume there'll be some kind of slipstream. These two have been working on this thing all season and very well. He goes through Eau Rouge and Radium, but be careful about clipping the curves on the inside. Want to take it as straight as possible. Now the DRS zone down the Kemmel Straight. This is where you can sort of have a breather. You've got plenty of time to think about your braking point. Slipstream done well, slightly down though. Goes into turn 7, 8 and 9. This is Le Corne. From turn 10, which is Brussels. Be careful on the exit of that curve because it's going to spin you. Then you look to go through turn 11, which hasn't got a name, but you run wide as much as you can. Try and cheat the system. Now Pouon, got to be careful clipping the inside, it likes to spin you around. Run as far out to the right as you can, as much as you dare. Now we're going through 13 and 14 of Campus, and 15 coming up right here. Tricky corner because this is all about traction and exit. This is going to set you up pretty much for the last sector. Runs wide because you can there, flicks it through. Got to be careful of this ball on the left hand side, but so far well done by Big Slayer. So it's literally now full throttle as we go up to turn 17 and turn 18, now Blanchimont. Now this is the important braking zone of the bus stop. It's got a Ferrari in front, they'll be getting out the way, 19 and 20. Important traction zone out of the last corner, and he does a 1:42.9 and puts it on provisional pole. Thank you, Big Slater.
He has improved. He now has the fastest first and second sectors. Third sector is currently held by his teammate, but there's only 400ths in it between the two of them. So who shall we jump to next?
On board with Thomas.
Thomas has just started a lap. He's improved in sector 1, currently a 10th up on his time.
Hey, I just want to take a second here. He's done I think, a lot better than what some people expected this season in Tier 2.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
The thing that's improved,
start.
and the thing that's improved the most, actually, because he's racing more people, is he's getting a little bit better now with his racecraft.
I think his racecraft has improved significantly, but so has his
penalties. Yeah.
Nowhere near as many penalties as he used to get in Tier 3. Arguably that cost him the championship last year. Some would say.
Probably would have cost him second at least. He's 3/10 up though on this and that.
So I think Cookie would disagree with that. 3/10 would put him on 43.4. That would put him around the Real Lives and Jonathan Cox's.
Both showing a strong pace actually from both the debutants, or sort of their second debuts, isn't it?
Yeah. Here comes Thomas then.
43.
Puts himself in a P6.
Yeah.
Jumps ahead of the two. I think we're starting to see now the order of the drivers in terms of where they've been throughout the season. I think that's fair to say. I think maybe the only ones who are out of place.
Don Amo.
Obviously, Don Amo's out of place, and then Andreas Sebastian and Faxland, I think, as well.
I mean, credit to Dracer, he comes off the back of a race beforehand as well.
Yeah, he does.
So.
And he was the guy.
Yeah. But we'll ride on board and see what he can do. He was just racing around Italy. Arguably, sort of a similar track, fast flowing sections.
Yeah. Hopefully managed to get a couple of practice laps in before he jumped into the lobby. I'm sure he will have done.
I think he had about 40 minutes, so plenty of time. So leaving himself with, see, this is the thing, they're people leaving themselves with just a little bit of ERS to get them out of the bus stop. A lot of times we see them just not have anything left, and it could cost a 10th. Yeah,
definitely. You want to give yourself just enough to hit it into, even if it's just mode 3, just to give you that boost out of the corner.
43.6 as Arbar does a 43 flat.
Good lap from Arbar. Not sure how long we've got left in the session.
No. Mark has retired, but that's in the pits, which is all good. I'm going to jump on board.
Big Slater disqualified for blocking the pit lane.
Oh no. No.
And that's going to put him back into P20 when he was on provisional pole.
Well, could this be his first podium? Let's have a look. Let's see if Thomas can respond.
It could be his first pole position.
In Tier 2, I think.
Thomas is matching his time. He's actually down by 1,000ths of a second through Sector 2.
So all of a sudden we've got a different competition we're looking at.
Say that. Sector 1 that was, he was 1,000.
Yeah, Sector 2 he's down. Absolutely blitzed.
He set the fastest Sector 2
of
any
JB,
day.
there we go. That's a little bit of a surprise. Breaking up the system.
Up. Former Tier 1 driver, of course.
Yeah, Wiz up to 4th as well.
Yeah, loves Spa. Favourite track of his hero, of course.
Watch Thomas drives to the line, and Thomas puts it on pole, 42.8.
Good lap from Thomas.
Don Hammer goes up to 4th.
Sector 2.
Rick has invalidated, so that he's not going to improve.
Jonathan Cox as well, after improving in his first sector, he's invalidated the lap.
I think Dracer's one wide, possibly. Arwar's not going to improve. Have we got anyone else? Wiseboy just finishing off his lap. Let's see how he's doing. Marginal improvement, but that gets him up 4 positions, so that gets him to 4th.
That's what we say about these small margins.
Faxland goes 9th.
Good job, Team Denmark there in the Haas.
And he's the last one to cross the line. Look at that, we spoke about the midfield. Look how tight it is from 4th down to, 4th down to 16th. What, 4 attempts?
Yeah.
Just under half a
Just
second.
Yeah. That is incredible. I mean, even if you include second and third with Arbar and Jamie, that's still only 7 tenths. And that's big in itself.
1.3 seconds between basically top 18. And Slater would have been in there as well, so...
Slater would have been in that battle for pole. He was on his outlap, which is why he was blocking. He had to block the pit lane, so he was going to allow someone through. He would have been in second place with his time that he set.
Well, he started from the back of the grid last week with his quali ban in Italy, but he showed that he can fight through the field and has great race pace. Let's see if he can do it again this week. He'll be
livid
to watch,
which is a shame, but
yeah,
if anyone can do it, he can.
So yeah, Thomas, Arwell, Jamie, Wiseboy, Dynamo, Wizard, Mark, Robin, Faxon, Thomas, Jonathan Cox, Tennis Freak, Lewis, Rosa, Dracer, Charlie, Fallen, Crowan, Rick and Slater. That is your running order.
Certainly is. Remember, Mercedes need 18 points over, I think it's Racing Point in second place. I will double check now for everybody, and we can work out the maths properly. Thank you, Tim Ventic, for following. We hope you enjoyed the show. And it's looking very dark at Spa. The times in qualifying would indicate that they're all on dry setups, so
yes,
whether or not they will have any wet running, I'm not sure. If it is, I don't think it'll be for very long.
Tier 3 pole, interesting enough, would have put them, who qualified pole yesterday? KV, that would put him 5th.
Good job from KV. I mean, he was surprisingly quick, actually. I mean, we know he's fast, but
this is what we've been speaking about, haven't we? We've got like we call it tier 2.5, isn't it, really? The top 5 or 6 guys in tier 3. It's that close. I think Jonathan Cox pressed the dreaded X button. Oh dear, oh dear. And let's have a look at the tyres.
Yes, so then, top 10 of course all have to start on the tyres they qualified on. The rules of course, but everyone from 11th to 20th has free choice. So from there, Jonathan Cox is on the mediums, Tennis Freak on the softs. Both Ferraris going for soft tyres. Could work against them when the pit stops come, especially if there's an early safety car. And we've got Lewis, Rosa, Dracer, Charlie, they're all on the mediums. Fallen, Crowan, Manirik on the soft, and Big Slater crucially going on the mediums. Why is he going on the soft? So the Racing Point splitting their strategies.
I think it's exactly the same way they did it last week, and it really worked for Slayer.
He did, yeah.
A fantastic drive. I just pulled up the points table in front of me on the new Contest of Speed website, which is www.contestofspeed.com.
I like it.
Thank you. We always speak about there's a top 3 in tier 2, and there has been, and then we always talk about how close the battle is from 4th down. It's very close. It is exceedingly close. So for example, Mark is currently sitting in 7th and he's on 41 points, and then it goes Rosa 40, Whiteboy 39, Jamie 38, Dan Robbo 33, Faxon 32, Fallen 28, Tennis Freak 22, Wizard 21, Racer 17, Ronan 15, Charlie 14, and then Crowan's 10. So from about 7th down to 15th it is very, very close.
Yeah. Of course, in a normal season we would have a promotion and relegation system in place where the top 3 drivers would be promoted to tier 1 and the bottom 3 would be relegated to tier 3. That might still be the case. We're going to pace test everybody when the new game comes out in just over 3 weeks' time, and we'll see where everybody is. We'll balance out, we'll adjust if necessary, put people where they should be to give us the best racing for us taking part and for you to watch at home. Two Spells disconnected from the session in one of his best qualifying performances of the year. That's going to be dangerous. It's not going to be a happy bunny. Wisey Boy's car is bouncing on the grid. He's desperate to get going.
Just want a good view. There we go. That's all I ask for, Codemasters.
Captain Priceless, thank you for following as we get ready to race in Belgium. 5 lights. They go out. The Wizard has rejoined.
During the start phase, that's going to be interesting.
And his car has jump-started.
Has it?
But there's no... Yeah, it jump-started, but there's no penalty for him.
I'll tell you what, Jamie's got the lead straight away. There we go.
Wisey Boy with the tank
forces
slapper
him
there.
out.
Thomas pushed wide. He won't mind though as they head down towards Eau Rouge and Radion for the first time, side by side, Jamie and Arba, alongside Weber-esque. Jamie's gone round. Has he hit the wall?
Yeah, he has, but he's somehow managed to get away with it. I have no idea. Wisey Boy's under extreme pressure. Don Amo's going to go to the inside, and so does Jonathan Cox. Oh, Don Amo off the grass. Off the grass, off onto the grass even.
Drace has had a shocking start. He's down in 19th place on those medium tyres. Slater now trying to push forward. Maneric dive bombs down the inside of Brussels. Gives himself wing damage for his troubles.
Oh, it's absolute chaos in the midfield. They're all tripping over each other.
Yeah, there's carnage on lap 1. Everyone trying to fight for position. Man, I want to check. Is Two Spell back in his car? He's lost 7 places from where he qualified, but he is now back in control. Challenging Lewis now. Around the outside that will become the inside of the left-hander.
Can I just say, Jonathan Cox is on the mediums. He's up 7 places already, Danny.
Great job from Jonathan Cox. We've got a full course safety car.
That is... Who is
that?
No
one crashed. I think there was a comment together, and I think it's Rosa who has wing damage.
Let's have a look. Rosa. Rosa's got some left front wing damage.
Yeah.
But
I'm looking at the telemetry.
I think Drace has got one as well.
So for front wing damage at the moment, we've got the only one that I've got registered is Rosa with 70% front wing damage.
Oh, Crowan! No, Crowan's in big trouble. Crowan needs to come in and fit that.
And Rosa's in, Mark's in, Two Spells in.
So
be interesting to see what tyres these guys go on to. The mediums might make it from here. Of course, any of them in this. Look at that. 8 drivers in the pits.
Mediums are going to struggle towards the end, though. These guys may have to stop again.
And then we've got a stack at Alfa Romeo. It's going to put Jamie at the back of the field.
So everyone's gone back out on the mediums that stopped. We'll just double check that. Yep. So Thomas down to 5th position. That's 4 places. Jamie aggressive. Jamie was first into turn 1 and look, down in 20th. How it can ebb and flow for you in a matter of seconds.
Yeah, reminds me of my race yesterday. Ended up at the back of the field after lap 1. Came back, managed to get myself points. It's not over until that checkered flag flies.
I mean, to be honest, I saw more of a crash yesterday that wasn't given anything, and yet we have a safety car and everyone's still in the race.
Yeah,
very strange.
It is. Jonathan Cox goes up to 4th place.
Yeah, Slater's up to 12th already.
Good job from those guys.
Charlie and Fallen, beneficiary of everyone else's actions.
Thomas in P5, I think he's thinking of the Constructors' title, keeping his nose clean. He's down 4 places, but he's still in the battle.
Yeah. With Lewis moving up 2 as well, and that is on the mediums. So Lewis has put himself back into some kind of contention with The positions that the Racing Points are currently in. Wisey Boy second. Strong performance so far this evening.
So just looking at the guys who stopped, all of them can make it to the end, with the exceptions of Rosa and Dracer. They will have to stop again, or they'll be disqualified for not using the obligatory 2 different compounds of tyre. They went from medium to medium, and all the others went from softs to mediums.
So safety car will stay out again, always stays out for a mandatory 2 laps.
Field, of course, is together now, so there won't be any risk of there being a third.
Nope.
Should be coming in this lap.
A bit like coming out of the pits, these guys got to be so careful on those, well, on those tyres, all of them actually, because they're going to be a little cooler going through Eau Rouge and Radion. Those are the corners that are going to catch you out.
Yep. Just while we've got this moment of calm, anybody who is watching the stream and wants to check up any information about the championship or any information about the race itself, you can do so with the cost telemetry widget we've got installed now on our Twitch channel. You can probably see there's a lot of guys messaging in the chat about it and asking for championship positions and things like that. You can do the same, and then you can find out the specific information that you want. There's all sorts on there, so feel free to have a play around, see what you can find, and let us know on Twitter. That's at cos_F1 if you want any more information added in there, or any suggestions you may have on how we can improve.
I watched the stream back last night and saw all the comments. I'm thinking what was going on, but I was seeing like positions, penalties as well. That's quite a useful one, so you know what the penalty situation is.
Yep, so there's penalties to check up on. We can see someone there checking up a qualifying time for Don Alma, which was a 1:43.290.
I think it does fastest laps of the race, maybe?
It does fastest laps for each driver, yeah. I'm not sure about fastest lap overall, but then again we can check that on the stream, so
yep.
At the moment it's our bar, but of course it would be.
See, we go old school, there we go. So the fastest lap is R-bar, 1:57, go, slouch.
Oh.
But really we know they haven't completed a racing lap yet. Safety car is in this lap, so we can go green again.
Certainly can. Arba will take control of the field as we enter Sector 3. His job is to pace that field. Once the safety car reaches the safety car line, which is just before the bus stop chicane at Spa.
It's going to be interesting to see how the mediums and the softs react.
It certainly will be, but safety car is at the safety car line now, so Arbar is now in full control. He can hit the throttle when he's ready, and he's gone. That
doesn't look like a bad restart either. All Faxon seems to have dropped positions, but this is going to get awkward because people are going to have to give them back. We will dive to the front.
Charlie already has in that back, and yeah, there we go. The Robin with they're ignoring yellow flags.
And I don't think people understood behind him what was going on. And look at that gap, 2.4 seconds already. Top 5 have broken clear.
Yeah, I think Robin slowed down to try and let Tennis Freak back through, but he was being mobbed there by the Faxlands and Charlies, and that has now created a definite top 5.
Yeah. So Arvar, clean getaway, clean restart. Let's have a look at the battles further down. The Wizard has got past. Slater's trying to make a move on Lewis. They've both got to be careful. This is championship points on the line. Racing Point trying to keep it alive. He goes around the outside. Rick has retired.
Yeah. Can't get a view of it.
Nope.
It's an interesting place to lose it.
VSC. Now
then, if he can play this right, this could start to close that gap between the leading pack. Coming up to 3 seconds.
Yep, I did think that was going to happen. So Lewis, more importantly, has held up Big Slater for at least another lap.
You'd think so.
And we are green again.
Yeah, I'm on board with Big Slater, chasing down the back of Racer's Mercedes.
I'll tell you what, Thomas has had a cracking restart all over the back of Jonathan Cox. Dives down the inside on the softs.
Little stop chicane, he makes it stick, parks it on the apex to stop the switchback.
Thomas has got a move done on Crowan and Jamie also on the move.
Jonathan Cox there a little bit late on the brakes into La Source.
And Slater and Lewis are going side by side, battling this one out.
It's going to be a drag race.
Oh, he's gone.
Slater. That's Tennis Freak.
Tennis Freak.
Still in the race though.
Somehow he's still in the race. Oh, Slater's got
Slater
the run.
though, side by side with Lewis. Who's going to be bravest on the brakes?
Slater.
It's going to be the Irishman. Up to 10th place.
See, I presume Tennis Freak would have had front wing damage from that. R-bar is currently cleared. Jamie goes past Crowan. I think he's let him through there.
I think you're right. Tennis Freak has no front wing left whatsoever. It's all gone.
That thing's going to be like a boat.
It's going to be like driving a tank round the rest of the lap.
So everyone's sort of arm's length, just for the time being.
Just looking at the tyre wear figures of the top three right now. Don Armour is looking after his the best, considerably as well. Arba Mighty Boy pushing hard, averaging around 5% more wear. And Don Armour in third place.
So Wizard is the next one up on the back of the Mercedes. Oh, Mark runs deep. Could compromise himself with Thomas lurking. DRS enabled, so overtaking should be a lot easier. I think Thomas could go for a move here on Mark. Goes down the inside, thought about it, no, and thinks better of. He's going to use the DRS down the Kemmel straight to help him.
I think if you're riding on board, you might see a move from Wizard on Racer ahead of
No, because I'm going to jump up front because with the Renault of Don Ammo has just breezed past Wisey Boy with the use of DRS. We will jump back though.
The Wizard has pulled out to the side. Behind them, Thomas is going to do the same, but he's not got the drag in a straight line, even with the DRS. He's going to try it on the brakes.
Oh, terrible camera angle. Oh, he's going to try it down the inside.
Hold it round the outside though. Great move from Thomas to make that stick on Mark. Fair racing from Mark as well to give him the space.
Let me jump further down, I think.
For this one, Blaze, not a massive amount. They only got told maybe an hour before the race was due to start.
If not less
so
than that.
They've had a lot of time to think. Yeah, in Jonathan Cox's case, about half an hour before the race was due to start.
Do you fancy it? Yeah. Okay.
To be fair, he's doing really well so far, especially on those medium tyres, in prime position right now.
If he can just hang it out in front of Robin and not lose too many positions, because the soft guy's going to come in, possibly, maybe a lap later than expected because of the safety car, but...
Thomas has got ahead of Wisey Boy now as well. They're still fighting for P3.
Thomas has got through. I was just seeing how Dracer and Rosa were getting on, and Dracer has got past Ethan. That is for P17 and 18. These two need to be careful not to get cut adrift.
Certainly too. Thomas will be hoping that the DRS he's going to get from Don Armour will be enough to keep Wisey Boy behind him. 4 tenths now the gap between second and third place. Wisey Boy's had a poor Rouge and Radion, and that's put him way back. It's
tricky. I struggled there yesterday. As soon as you let the back end step out for one corner, once it sort of puts doubt into your mind. As we've got a Renault off, I think, yeah, he's Rosa. As Thomas goes past Lewis.
And Rosa has complete front wing damage on the right hand side. The left hand side is at about 40%.
Gonna jump back out front because Don Ammo is a man on the mission at the moment.
He is. That extra tyre life that he managed to save, he's put to good use. He's been pushing hard. He's now matching Arbar's wear in front of him, so he's trying to get ahead of him, trying to get past. Mark Nasty TV, thank you for following. Hope you enjoy the stream.
Oh, Don Ammo though, poor exit out of turn 16.
Yeah, definitely, and it's allowed Thomas to maybe have a go at him down into the bus stop chicane. Pulls to the outside.
Oh,
Locks up though, goes deep.
Doesn't make the corner.
And that one gives Don Ammo.
Gotta be careful, Wisey Boy though.
Yeah, Wisey Boy. No DRS though for Wisey Boy, crucially.
Once we go from one racing point to the other, let's see how his teammate is doing. Big Slayer currently in P10, starting at the back after a unlucky disqualification from the session. Moved up 10 places as you can see on the graphic.
That little lock up at the bus stop seems to have shaken Thomas a bit. He's now dropped 1.6 seconds to Don Ammo, and Wisey Boy all over the back of that Mercedes.
Sector 3, Rosa has retired. Oh no, he hasn't done what I think he's done.
I think he has. I think he's hit the pit entry.
Oh, he is.
Actually, he's in the middle of the track at the bus stop. Unless it's resetting after he's hit the wall.
Possibly, I can't see because Tetris Freak's just got past.
Yeah, I think that'll have reset him as he's gone through.
I'll tell you what, perfect opportunity for the soft guys.
It is actually, yeah, good point. Tennis Freak can go past the safety car, and indeed he does.
Yep.
So let's see then. Do the race leaders pit?
I would presume so.
Would. All of those soft guys would pit.
Why not? They can make it from lap 8.
Yeah, they can.
I would say we know from yesterday, but we had once again, Tier 3 had another 3-lap sprint to the finish, which got very tasty. And if you haven't seen that, go to the YouTube channel. I think it's been uploaded.
Yes,
I hope it's been uploaded.
I did it myself this morning. You can head over to our YouTube channel, that's youtube.com/contest of speed, and check out all of our previous races from the past 5 seasons.
It's weird saying that. 5 seasons it would have been complete.
No.
We've been around for most of those.
Well, yeah. Jonathan Cox is in as well. That's surprising.
Oh, I'm completely tubing out there with the selections.
I'm going to be very interested to see what Jonathan Cox goes on to here.
Big Slater and Thomas stay out. So does Lewis, Jamie, Mark, Tracer.
Jonathan Cox onto the hard tyre.
Arbar racing out of the pit lane and got more importantly got up to 6th, so he's managed to get a car in between himself and Don Ammo and Thomas.
Yeah, good job from Arbar. Slater is the man leading the race at the moment with a nice 2, 3, 4 car buffer to the men who were previously leading.
So Jonathan Cox and Charlie then go for hard.
Yeah, I'm not sure why Jonathan Cox pitted, if I'm honest. I mean, he doesn't have to stop again, obviously, which is a positive. Just thinking about it, the only guys who do actually have to stop now. Have a look at the stops figures. Yeah, so the only guys who have to stop again now are Slater, Mark, and Lewis are raced up. Everyone else can make it to the end.
Yeah, Slater and Lewis have definitely got to stop because they haven't done so already. Mark would be, well, if you say Mark, Jamie as well then.
Has Jamie gone to the same compound?
Well, no, Jamie, Mark and Andreas are going to be pushing it to get those mediums to the end.
Yeah, they'll be pushing it, but I don't think... Oh, Andreas will have to stop again, because he's got the mediums twice.
Yep.
So Andreas will have to stop again. Mark doesn't.
No.
No, I'm saying that. He'll be good to go to the end, if he can do it. So, yeah, it's Andreas, Racer, and Big Slater. Those guys will have to stop again.
So we've had 2 safety cars and a VSC, so that means technically we have 2 opportunities of safety cars left. Because apparently that's how the game works.
Oh, Thomas gifting subs. How he's doing that from P9 on the track, I'll never know. But he has.
Sorry, what?
He's gifted subs. Yeah. And that's gone to Ricky.
Ooh. Now, what was that for? I can't remember. Oh, no, I remember what it was for.
Good.
Now, Tennis Freak is back in the pits.
Yeah. As it stands, Mercedes are not Constructors' Champions. Just to remind everybody that battle is still going on.
No, they are short by 1 point.
1 point. Of course, Slater and Lewis will have to stop, so that will drop them down. Thomas will need to get a shift on.
Wisey Boy is currently net P5 then. Going off of that basis. Net P6. If Mark's going to stay out.
Yeah. If Mark stays out, yeah. He doesn't...
Slater's got to come in.
Lewis has and Dracer has. Everyone else can technically go at the end, so...
You know what? Let's just sit back and let's see if they can do it. I don't think they can.
Enjoy it.
I don't think they can. I think they're going to have to come in. Because you'd literally be sliding up Rally on Eau Rouge, and it's not pleasant. Let's put it that way. The longer we stay on the safety car, the longer they're going to make it.
So we've got quite a large gap here between Thomas in P9 and Dynamo in P8.
Thomas, what are you doing?
It's closed back up now. Safety car goes in this lap. Naughty.
Oh, and he's got 5 seconds for ignoring yellow flags.
That's for him and Jonathan Cox for swapping places there.
Like it was going out of fashion.
Yeah, he'll be able to get that removed probably because they've returned to their proper order. But it depends what the reason was for that gap. If it's
10 car lengths.
I mean, it was close to that. It may be over it. I wouldn't like to say.
No. Let's swap it again. You can swap positions in a minute, lads. We're on the race positions, and Slater has gone and bolted.
Yeah, that's indeed. Dracer now, those scrubs keeping their temperature much better than the fresh tyres on Arbars Williams.
And Wisey Boy got. Oh, Wisey Boy and Jonathan Cox going side by side. Out of the bus stop, into the run down to La Source. Those hard tyres will struggle to get up to temperature. And I think Charlie was trying to be opportunistic there as well. We will jump back low because R-Bar is on the back of Mark. He's hunting that Toro Rosso down. Ooh, a little bit sliding.
Kid stepped out from there, but Mark now doesn't have anything to do but keep that pedal pressed deep into that firewall. That
lovely
crash structure.
Helicopter camera angle. Oh, and Dracer actually was very opportunistic and got that move done behind. There you go. Oh, maybe not. Mark
coming back through Brussels.
Oh, a bit squirmy on the exit.
He's got that done. Faxler now. Oh, no, Dracer!
Dracer, keeper of the island, man.
He's held it.
I tell you what, this has caused a little bit of chaos behind because Thomas has got back past Dynamo and Jonathan Cox and Dynamo went side by side through Pilon.
Yeah.
And they still are. They're still going. Incredible car control from those three gentlemen. I'll tell you what.
Thomas on Mark. Side by side through Blanchimont here.
Yep. No, Mark's going to probably hang it down the inside.
But it's going to turn to the outside though for the second part of the bus stop chicane, and that will give Thomas
squeeze him out. God, it's like a minefield behind. They're all queuing up, they're all waiting. Faxon dives down the inside of Charlie. Charlie hangs it round the outside. Oh, the tail's got again, and Faxon's in the wall. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Although we're going to jump back to Dynamo. Fallen's gone.
We've got another safety car.
Another safety car. That's
Tennis
because
Freak as well. Tennis Freak went as well. And somehow he's still going. I think him and Fallen came together. Fallen took the brunt of it.
So this is going to save Faxland and Tennis Freak then?
Now, if you're Charlie or Jonathan Cox, are you coming back in for a fresh set of mediums? Because
yes,
I would be.
I would be.
Or are you coming in for softs at this point?
Let me think about it. It's lap 12.
I'd be in for softs, you know.
If I'm Charlie, I'll go for it because I'm outside the points anyway. Jonathan Cox, I'm not too sure about.
You've got Slater and Lewis as well, and Mark. They've all got to not Mark. Sorry, Dracer. They've all got to stop. If they stop now for soft tyres, they can make it from here.
Yeah, depends if you're going to be aggressive enough. This is all down to the driver, what they think is the best strategy. Will you be aggressive enough to come in and stop for the softs? Because you're going to have, what, at least another lap under... Well, you're going to have 2 laps under the safety car from now.
Yep. Slater's coming in. Thomas carries on. Jamie carries on.
Lewis comes in. Dracer.
As does Dracer. And Jonathan Cox.
And Charlie.
All the ones we would expect to box have done.
And Two Spell and Faxland and will be Tennis Freak as well.
Yeah.
So, Tier 3 Thomas, Ferrari Thomas, is now leading the pack.
Certainly is. You would suggest that Ava and Mercedes Thomas will be able to get back up ahead of them. Just because of the age of the tyre.
Interestingly enough, Slater's still 10th. So he didn't actually drop down that far.
Around him.
And you know what? They all went to the softs as well. But the next 9 or so laps are going to get very interesting.
The one exception to that is Tennis Freak, who actually went back on a set of scrub mediums. I don't know if that was intentional, but if it was, we'll see how that plays out. We get a very aggressive period. He may be alright at the very end. Make up a couple of places.
So as you guys can see at home, everyone's made a stop, so they don't need to stop again. So we're going to take drivers on their face value, and this is where they are. How quickly can the soft runners carve through the medium runners?
Yeah, I think crucially for the constructors' battle, Lewis needs to stick himself to the gearbox of that racing point ahead of him and follow him through.
Yep, use the slipstream. I found out yesterday, as soon as you get out of DRS and someone in front of you has DRS from the car in front of that, it's very tricky. It's very tricky to catch up. If you're on the same kind of tyre as well.
Unless we're going to get a late glitch, we're going to have a safety car coming in this lap.
5 second time penalties coming in for Tracer and Jonathan Cox for severe collisions with each other. So let's see if they've actually got any damage, or is the game being a little bit silly.
I've got nothing on the telemetry. It's not to say it didn't happen.
Oh yeah, maybe it has. Tracy's got front wing damage. Danny, right hand side.
Has he?
End plate as the driver's looking at it. Well, more than that, I think.
Whoa, Jonathan Cox going deep in there. He's got damage on the left-hand side as well.
So they've hit each other. Thomas is in, by the way, Danny. Thomas is in.
So is Dracer and Jonathan Cox to repair those wings.
So what's Thomas doing? Oh, 75 seconds, maybe. He's not going.
No, he's just had a front wing change.
So who is he hit? Or has he dropped it somewhere? Because we haven't seen it. Championship for the constructors very much alive again.
Yes, definitely so. And the balance then swings to the racing points.
Indeed.
That's a good point, Stumpy. Thomas, now champion of course, has given himself a special one-off helmet for definitely this race, but whether he'll continue it for the rest of the season, I don't know. It's not been particularly lucky so far.
Is it a gold one by any chance? Ah, what a surprise. I can't use the word I want to use, but you have a very good idea of what it was going to be. Complete and utter.
Yes. Yes. I know exactly what you're going to say. Moving swiftly on.
He has every right to.
12, thank you for following. He does.
Every right to.
He does. No, Connell, it's not weapon.
No. I
It's
would never say that about
say,
Thomas.
Otherwise we would have to...
I'm not paying monies.
Yeah. Bad 12, thank you for following, and Bebe0807, thank you for following. Yes, KV, that.
Yes. KV understands where I'm coming from.
He does.
Yes, it would cost me monies and a stern talking to from the captain.
Yes, the captain will be disembarking, seeing that there's been misappropriation of Cole's resources, and then he will he'll be down on us like a ton of bricks.
Yep.
No, he won't. He's a nice man. We like that.
Anyway, as we got slightly sidetracked, as we tend to do.
Safety car's coming in.
So we go again.
Jump back. Do you know, I've not taken any of these opportunities to do plugs.
No, you haven't, but we've been, I don't know, just chatting, reading guys' comments, and you know, it's been great. These guys were hoping just for more than about 4 laps of actual racing would be fantastic, because they'll be getting a little bit out of rhythm. To be fair to them.
Well, Faxland and Two-Spell jockeying each other there.
Yep.
Thomas now sits at the front of the pack, waiting to release the 900 to 1,000 horsepower we suspect is hidden under that engine cover, and he's away.
And he's caught Jamie massively off guard as well.
He has 7 tenths the gap, 8 tenths. Breaking for the bus stop. Arbar now right under the gearbox of Jamie's Alfa Romeo.
Big Slater has got a move done already.
Yeah, so is Wisey Boy on mark as well.
Big Slater is... Sorry, Wisey Boy looking for this. Big Slater, meanwhile, is on the charge. There we go, 2 places already. Am I mental for saying he's got a chance of possibly winning this race if he carries on?
I don't think you are, no. So I think if we get another car, we'll get the leaders pitting in for softs, and that will put him right in the mix. Meanwhile, at the front, Arbar going for a move around the outside of Jamie, into the chicane at the end of the Kemmel Straight. Thinks better of it and backs out of the move.
Yep, Robin also looking for it as well. He's racy with his first race back in Tier 2.
Faxland dropping a couple of positions there to Thomas.
Yep.
Wizard and his teammate Dracer as well.
Slater's trying to get down the inside of Brussels. That's bold, to say the least. He's not even. Surely he's not thinking about it. He is. He's going to do it.
He's going to go over it on Robin into Pouon. Clips the curb, but holds the back end. Pushing hard. He knows he needs to get caught up to the guys in front and try and drop that Mercedes of Lewis behind him. Lewis defending well.
Lewis wants some of this as well.
He does. Robin struggling for those mediums compared to those fresh softs.
So we've all made it through it again. Let's see who's going to be on the move. It's Charlie, I think, on the back of Crowan. Crowan struggling on the mediums. Charlie with the fresher rubber, softer compound, makes it easy down the inside of Lonchimont. And Thomas lunges as well. Get that spot done.
Slater's in there as well.
Yeah, and Lewis has picked up front wing damage with that move as he got past Robin. As Slater got past Robin, sort of Constantine it up.
Dracer went for a move down the inside of Crowan at the bus stop as well. Outbraked himself, he's got wing damage.
Merck swap positions. That's very well done from both of them, as that was a very quick response. Tennis Freaks retired in the pit lane. It's been a very up and down race. Slater on the move again, or now on the back of Mark.
Stops back in behind for the slipstream.
No DRS
extra mile an hour.
He's going to try and hang it around outside. He's got it. Oh, contact!
Oh, he's gone, he's round!
No, that is absolutely devastating.
The door closed on him. The racing point with wing damage, and the pendulum swings back in favour of Mercedes.
He does as well.
He's got a fan club with him in the chat tonight, but they're not going to be going home happy. It'll be commiseratory Guinnesses tonight rather than celebratory ones.
Yep.
I'm sorry, that's... It's poor.
Shall we? Should we move on? Faxon's got past Jonathan Cox.
Good.
On that one. So, everyone... So, Mark is the buffer. Oh! That's a big crash! Faxon's run wide at turn 16, and the car's then just drifted out and it's hit that barrier we spoke about during qualifying. That is an almighty incident, and I don't know who was following him, but the fact they've not retired as well is unbelievable.
Yeah. We've got a VSC out. Hopefully this will allow Slater to get himself a free stop. Lewis is taking the opportunity.
I think it hit. Lewis is taking the opportunity to pit again. Obviously with that front wing damage. DRS enabled, we are green once more. Oh, he's got a 5-second penalty. Oh no. Oh dear.
Ferrari Thomas is stretching his lead over Jamie.
I'll tell you what.
DRS is now in effect, so that's going to start to be brought back in.
Yeah, Charlie may have cut the corner there slightly, but he got a great run up the Kemmel Straight, got past Mark. Now needs to make use of those soft tyres. So far in a good position. This is one of his stronger performances so far this season. Now I expected Don Ammo and, well, to be on the back of Arbar, who would be on the back of the two in front, but he's sort of just dropping off. Thomas is the next.
Mark's trying to go the distance on those tyres, and you can see the effect it's having.
I wouldn't be surprised if Thomas gets a good run and tries to do it into the next corner.
No, he doesn't need to.
So far, the Mercedes will not be winning the Constructors' Championship tonight. They will have to wait another week. They will have to wait until at least Singapore.
Well, but assuming that that's the case, and that nothing else changes in this race, because let's be honest, it might, the way it's going.
Yep. He's going to do him here. Late. Oh, side by side, boys. You've still got a few laps left. You've still got to make it. Come on.
Thomas, thinking about his driving, tucks in behind the Toro Rosso and knows he'll get DRS.
Yeah, I'll jump back with them, but Arbar is hassling the Alpha in front of Jamie. Medium's a lot fresher, it's showing. Pulls out to the outside, he's going to try and hang it around the outside. Oh, contact between them both. Oh, boys.
And now Jamie will have to wait for the whole field
to go past. I was hoping for a quiet week, if I'm honest.
Well, Tier 3's been pretty quiet.
Oh, and he's disqualified him because he's parked in a dangerous location because he has to wait.
That's a shame for Jamie.
Grrr. As Thomas
hopefully we don't get
just got past Mark. It gives him a weave afterwards. I think those two have not seen eye to eye this race.
Meanwhile, Draser managed to get himself past Robin as well in that battle.
You say that though, Robin's looking to fight back, potentially. He's just gotta hang on. Do we know the penalty situation, Danny? Could you?
I will find out for you. So, at the front, Thomas, currently leading the race, has 2 warnings but no penalties. Arba in second place has 1 warning, no penalties. Donamo in third place, 2 warnings, no penalties. Wisey Boy has 2 penalties.
Now this is going to play into the hands of Charlie. How's Charlie doing? Because he's just done the fastest lap as well, as Two Spell looks to get past Crow and nearly side by side through Eau Rouge.
Yeah, Charlie has 1 penalty but no extra warnings, so he's got 2 to play with in these last 4 laps.
Oh, he's holding a very tight line. Oh, and they've both touched each other and massive front wing damage. For Dracy, he's got to be careful how he comes back on the track because other cars are coming through. To say the guys are being a little bit aggressive with each other possibly could be an understatement.
Yeah, but we like to see some hard racing every now and again, just maybe not quite this hard.
So that helps out Robin.
Does.
And Two Spell actually.
It will also help out. Yeah, Two Spell. McLaren looking for a good result, 7th and 8th at the moment.
And actually, top 10 got a gap, so this could be the top 10 we finish with, depending if they all make it. They've still got another 3 laps to go after this one. Oh, Danny Donamo's picked up a penalty for exceeding track limits. If that's at the bus stop, he's pretty strict on that one.
Is that 3 seconds?
5 seconds, I believe.
5. Well, in that case, no, it stays the same. At the moment, the running order would be Thomas, Arba, Donamo, Charlie, Wisey Boy.
Dracer has retired in the pits. There's a change of lead, but I was watching Charlie getting past Wisey Boy, and Thomas has still managed to hold on. So Thomas now under increasing pressure from Arba, and Donamo have now joined the party. Can Charlie catch up to these? Well, he's already taken out 3 temps in the first sector. And Two Spell has got past Robin as well. Whilst it's just calmed down for literally 10 seconds, just want to say thank you to everyone that has joined us this evening. Hope you've enjoyed the racing that's gone on. The moves, the overtakes, the crashes, the carnage, the safety cars. We've pretty much had it all.
Yeah.
It's not all over yet.
Now looking to close in on that Ferrari ahead of him.
He needs to. So Thomas has got very low ERS, as expected. He's the one out in front, he's not using the slipstream. RY has then the least, gets a terrible run through Radion. This could be the opportunity it gives to Donamo, but he just can't catch up to the back of the Williams. I tell you what, Wisey Boy's on the back of Charlie. Charlie hasn't really pulled away like we thought he would do.
Well, those soft tyres will be coming towards the end of their lifespan. Wisey Boy's tyres will still be in their prime for another lap or two.
Be interested to see if Thomas behind can catch up to these guys in case they trip over each other, but he's still 1.7 seconds back. So we go back out front to the leaders.
Arbar now the man in the hot seat to take the lead. He's chasing down Thomas. We'll have one lap to go when they cross the line for the final time. Arbar the man who looks set to take victory here, unless Thomas can do something about it. Arbar going for the move early into the bus stop chicane. Will have DRS to escape down the start finish straight, but personally I think that could be a mistake. He might have gone too soon.
Yeah, but he's got not a bad exit out of that corner. It's actually Thomas the one that's under threat again from Donamo.
Both of them with the same levels of ERS now. I think Thomas will be able to hold off Donamo. Whether he'll be able to make a move for Arbar, I don't know. Tucks him behind, he's closing in, he's too far back.
He's too far back. Meanwhile, Wisey Boy's looking on it for Charlie. Moves to the outside, Charlie gives him the room and defends the position for the time being. Meanwhile, Crowin and Robin look like they are going to be swapping places. There's two, and they've swapped again.
Crowin's got a better drive though. Let's go around the outside of Brussels. He's late on the brakes.
He's going to try it. I think he's... Oh no, he's gone too deep. Jonathan Cox has stole the position. Oh, he's hung him out to the dry as well.
Crowin down to 10th. We jump back up to the battle for second place. I think our victor is going to be Arbar unless something bad happens in this final sector. Who's going to get second place? Will Donamo dare a move down into the bus stop?
I don't think he's closing.
Close enough?
No, he's not closing enough.
No, he's not.
I'll tell you what, someone that is closing enough behind is Thomas, but we will go on board with Arbar.
As he comes around the final corner, powers for the line for the final time to win in Belgium and take the full 25 points available. Thomas comes home in second with Charlie in third. Donamo jumps to fourth. Wisey Boy in fifth. Thomas takes P6.
Crowin up to seventh.
Look at this, Big Slater trying to get a move done on Lewis. This is for pride, if nothing else. The final two cars, there's no points at stake here. This is just for the hell of racing.
Track to the line. Oh, I think he's just got him.
Slater gets it with DRS. He got fastest lap as well, so no extra points to be given out tonight. So Arbar then. That's his first win, right?
For tier 2, yeah.
I think it might be in general.
I think he's got an America's tier 1.
We'll ask him in a minute when he gets in here, but I think that's definitely his first tier 2 win, or EU2 win. There you have it then, lovely, lovely people. R6 victory in the Williams with Thomas, I think that's his joint best result of the season so far in the Ferrari. Second place for him. Charlie, great drive for third place. He'll be happy about that one. Donamo in P4 will be gutted about the loss of a podium with that penalty. Wisey Boy in P5 even will get some good points for Racing Point over the Mercedes. Big Slater, after a great fight back, had that clash and unfortunately will not be able to claim many points today. He looked good for a win at one point, but sadly it wasn't to be. The rest of the point scorers are Thomas in P6, consolidating Mercedes' position and his own as league champion, and Crowan in 7th. Two-Spell in 8th, Jonathan Cox in 9th, and Robin on his return to the field along with Jonathan Cox in P10. Fastest lap, like we said, went to Slater in P11, Lewis in P12, and then the DNFs were Dracer, Mark, Baxland, Tennis Freak, Fallen, Rosa, Meneric, and Jamie.
Now, let's go and find a Williams, shall we?
Yes. So you find a Williams, I shall invite a Williams driver. I think this is going to be a first, actually. There's no Racing Point and no Mercedes.
There we go.
So we want Charlie. Okay, we'll wait for those guys to get in here. And whilst they do that, I shall work out the constructors' points.
I was going to say it was a good opportunity to do your plugs.
I don't just play with the plugs, man.
Move on. There's the second one.
The second one.
We shall see if Thomas will join us.
Yeah, we can hear you. Just make sure your audio's set to be shared so that everybody can hear you. Also, anyone who's still watching the stream, make sure you get your votes in for driver of the day. Seems to be pretty split between two at the moment.
I will have a look, see what the votes are.
Okay, and unless I am mistaken, and I know Titchy will let me know if I am, Mercedes need 51 points to guarantee the constructors' title.
Okie dokie. So they're going to need single, so it's going to go down to the last race of the season.
That's 51 points regardless of what Racing Point do. But that is, of course, if Racing Point manage to get 1-2s with fastest laps for the rest of the season.
Which will be extremely difficult.
It certainly will be. They can wrap it up in Singapore if they get themselves. Now then, if they get themselves.
Danny's brain at this point is currently working overtime. I can tell.
Yeah, you'll hear the steam come out my ears in a minute.
I can hear the cogs turning now.
They'll need around 20 points, I think, in Singapore to guarantee it.
Ooh.
We'll see how we go. I think we can safely say Thomas isn't joining us, so we'll start then. P3, Charlie.
Oh, I don't even know where to start. I have no idea. I'm literally so happy. You have no idea. I couldn't believe it started from, what was it, 17th? 18th?
Yeah.
Just finishing on third, really. Couldn't believe how many safety cars we had.
That was mental. Especially after last night where we got one.
Yeah.
And then tonight in it. Three.
I think I lost count. I think it was three virtuals and
It was 3 full and 2 virtual, I think.
yeah, it's mental. Oh, it's crazy. Couldn't believe it. Really enjoyed it. So I had the Hungary one and then this one. So quite chuffed, really.
Yeah, that was a good job. Well, I'll be honest, we didn't see it happening, if we're honest, until quite late on. Oh well, Charlie's there.
Yeah, I saw him. My strategy was to go from mediums to softs, so 13, 14 laps in the mediums, and then like do the rest on the softs and try and catch everyone. But because I think I was running like 9th or 8th on the mediums, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm in pretty good shot, like getting it near the front, and then it just kind of it just all went to pot, really, didn't it? Nothing really happened. So and then strategy didn't go to plan, but I was a bit worried because my Jeff was like, you've got a pit, or, I was like, well, no, I don't. I've made like 3. I don't need to. So I was a bit worried I was going to get like some sort of like disqualification or something for not pitting. But yeah, it's quite good. I really enjoyed that. It was a bit tense and sweaty, but yeah, I was quite happy.
That's what we like to see, though. Push the boundaries.
Yeah, I was betting on Mark to hold up Thomas. That was what I was betting on, because he was definitely catching.
He definitely did that for you.
Yeah, no, I just spoke to him in the chat and he was like, yeah, I held him up. I was like, good man. So,
yeah, he's done us solid. But great job, man. Well done on P3.
Cheers, man.
Go on, I won't keep you waiting any longer. Ava, race winner.
Oh man, I don't know what to say.
Are you breaking out the beer tonight? Or are you going full? You going out the whole hog, break out the champagne?
I think I might have to. I had absolutely no idea that I was going to be up to. Belgium is really tough for me, so I'm appreciating where I am. I'm just really happy with it.
Yeah. Well, I have to say it was a brilliant drive. Flawless, some would say. And I'll be honest, when you overtook Thomas into the bus stop chicane with the lap to go, I thought you'd gone too early. I thought you should have gone at the camel. But
yeah, well, his type, because, well, first of all, Thomas did an incredible job to make those mediums last until the end. But they'd fallen off so much that lap. I figured if I could get him before the main straight, the distance in like the next 2 turns would be great enough that I could, kind of just seal it right there. So I thought it was like, a good level of risk for the move.
yeah, well, it paid off, definitely. So straight up into first place, never look back, even if it was for only 1 lap.
Yeah. Don was really fast too, so I think getting it done then kind of made it so Don didn't exactly have the time to make it past and catch me, so it was just very, very fortunate.
Yeah, you said fortunate. Skilled, go with skilled.
It's
your win.
Little bit of both.
Yeah. Alright, so looking through the chat, you both got a lot of support from all the guys watching tonight to be driver of the day. You both are deserving of it. But I think, Ava, you just edged it.
Yeah.
So congratulations. That's race victory and driver of the day.
Awesome.
And I think we'll leave it there for this evening. Thank you all at home very much for watching. Now I'm going to fit my plugs in, you watch. If you want to watch more Contest of Speed, you can do so on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday at 10 PM UK time. That's for European tiers 3, 2 and 1. If you want to watch the American tiers, if you live in a different time zone, or you think, do you know what, I want to sit up at 2 in the morning and watch some racing, you can do that thing. That's Thursday 2 AM and Friday 2 AM in the UK. That's 9 PM Eastern on Wednesday and Thursday. If you want to watch America's 1 and 2. You can check all the races back on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Contest of Speed. And make sure you head over to the social media pages we are on and follow us at cos_F1. And if you want to buy some merch, head over to the store. It's contestofspeed.live/merch, and you can pick up some exclusive stuff over there. Thank you all again very much for watching. We hope to see you again next week for round 10 at Singapore. Good night.